and welcome. In this lesson, we will be looking at what it means to have a negative exponent and how to simplify expressions with negative exponents. You should have the unbounded lesson, student version of the lesson in front of you with the blanks for us to fill in. Again, at any point during the video, please pause, rewind if you need to re-listen to something. But also pause before a question comes up so you can try it on your own first. Okay. Again, the more you interact with this and try things on your own first, the more learning you will gain from this. So take that into account. Okay. So in this lesson here, like I said, we're going to talk about negative exponents. In the previous video, I kind of gave you a clue in about like what a negative exponent means, and here the cat is out of the bag. Okay. For any positive number x and any positive integer n, we define x to the negative n as 1 over x to the n. Okay, so when you have something raised to a negative exponent, you can just set it equal to 1 over the same base to the positive exponent. Okay, so in other words, x to the negative 1 is just the reciprocal 1 over x of x. Okay, and so there's our result. All right, so we're going to verify this for 3 and for negative 5. So x to the negative 3. Sorry. This is for x equals 3. So we'll say 3 to the negative b equals 1 over 3 to the b. Well, let's see if this is true, right? So let's see here. I could multiply both sides by 3 to the b. To cancel it out there, we get 1. And then when I have the same base, I can add my two exponents. So it'll be 3b plus negative b. What's b plus negative b, though? It's going to be 0. Is 3 to the 0 equal 1? Yes, it works. Okay, why don't you guys go ahead and try it for negative 5? Right here. Okay, hopefully you tried it. Again, pause the video if not. I'm about to show it to you. Spoilers ahead. So we'll put negative 5 in for b. And negative 5 in for that b as well. And so we're going to get x to the 5th equals 1 over x to the negative 5th. Again, I'll multiply both sides by x to the negative 5th to get that x out of the denominator there. We'll have a 1. And since we're multiplying, we can just add our two exponents there. So it's x to the negative 5th plus 5, x to the 0 equals 1. Check, that is correct. As long as x is not equal to 0. Remember, because 0 to the 0 is, well, we're not really sure what that equals. Okay, so it verifies. What is the value of 3 times 10 to the negative 2? Okay, so it's 3 times 10 to the negative 2. What's 10 to the negative 2? It's the same thing as saying 3 times 1 over 10 to the 2. Or 3 times 1 over 100. So it's 3 hundredths, right? Because we can put the 3 over a 1 there, multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom to get our fraction. As a decimal, this is precisely 0.03. Okay, let's continue on. What is the value of 3 times 10 to the negative 5? Why don't you guys go ahead and try this one? Very similar to example 2, or exercise 2. Pause the video, give it a try. Okay, so hopefully you pause the video there. 3 times 10 to the negative 5th is the same as 3 times 10 to the 3 times 1 over 10 to the positive 5, like so. 10 to the 5th is the same as 1 over 1, 5, like that, or 1 over 100,000, like so. So in other words, this is 3 over 100,000. Okay. In exercise 4, we're supposed to write the complete expanded form of the decimal 4.728 in exponential notation. Okay, so the way we're going to do that is we're going to break it up into its parts. So 4.728 is the same as 4 plus 0.7, right, for the 0.7 part right there. For the 0.2 part, well, it's really plus 0.2, right, 0.02. And for that 8 at the end there, it's plus 0.008. And that would create this. Excuse me. Which is really then 7 tenths, right? So it's 7 times 1 over 10. And then this is 2/100ths, so it'll be 2 times 1 100th. And this is 8 thousandths, so it's going to be 8 times 1 1,000th. Which you can further write in exponents as 4 plus 7 times 10 to the negative 1, right, because it's really just 10 to the 1. 100 is really 10 squared, and 1,000 is really 10 to the third. So we can just rewrite that as 2 times 10 to the negative 2, and 8 times 10 to the negative 3. And there's our answer. Okay, in the next video we will get into further exercises here.